Milk is a naturally complete food designed to deliver protein, fat, carbohydrates, minerals, and bioactive compounds in a balanced and highly bioavailable form. In its basic state, milk provides calcium, phosphorus, iodine, vitamin B12, high-quality protein, and fats that support growth, bone health, and metabolic function. For much of history, milk was consumed fresh or minimally processed through fermentation into yogurt, kefir, or cheese, processes that preserved its nutritional integrity while improving digestibility and storage. Problems arise not from milk itself, but from how easily it can be reshaped and intensified by modern food processing. Milk becomes especially vulnerable to ultraprocessing because its components separate and recombine so readily. Industrial technology allows milk to be broken down into cream, skim milk, whey, lactose, and milk proteins, which can then be recombined in almost any ratio. This flexibility is highly valuable to manufacturers, but it also means the original food matrix that slows digestion and supports satiety is often lost. When milk is stripped of fat and fiber-like structures and then rebuilt with sugars, stabilizers, and flavorings, its physiological effects change significantly. Flavored yogurts and sweetened dairy desserts illustrate this shift clearly. While plain yogurt retains beneficial bacteria and protein, many commercial varieties are loaded with added sugars, syrups, thickeners, and artificial flavors. These additions transform yogurt from a ferment-based, gut-supportive food into a dessert that delivers rapid sugar absorption and minimal satiety. Texture agents such as modified starches and gums are used to mimic creaminess while reducing costs, further distancing the product from traditional fermented milk. Ice cream represents an even more extreme example of milk's transition into ultra-processed form. Industrial ice cream often contains emulsifiers, stabilizers, and air whipping techniques that dramatically increase volume while reducing nutritional density. High levels of sugar and refined fats override milk's natural protein-fat balance, turning a once satiating food into a product engineered for overconsumption. Repeated intake of such combinations can disrupt appetite regulation and contribute to metabolic stress. Processed cheese slices and cheese spreads further demonstrate how milk structure can be dismantled. Natural cheese is made through fermentation and aging, but processed cheese products rely on emulsifying salts, oils, and flavor additives to create uniform melting and long shelf life. These products often contain far less protein and calcium than real cheese while delivering more sodium and additives, altering their impact on cardiovascular and metabolic health. Milk powders and non-dairy creamers derived from milk components also raise concerns. Spray drying and high-heat processing can damage proteins and reduce bioactive compounds. Many creamers combine milk derivatives with refined oils, sugars, and anti-caking agents, producing a shelf-stable product that bears little resemblance to fresh milk. These forms are easy to overuse and often consumed multiple times per day, increasing cumulative exposure to added sugars and processed fats. A broader issue is how ultra-processed dairy products are often marketed as convenient or indulgent rather than nourishing. Their smooth textures, sweetness, and long shelf lives encourage frequent consumption outside of balanced meals. This contrasts sharply with traditional milk consumption, which was typically paired with meals and provided sustained nutrition rather than rapid sensory reward. The key distinction with milk lies in how much its original structure is preserved. Plain milk, unsweetened yogurt, and traditionally made cheese retain a natural balance of nutrients that support satiety and metabolic stability. Once milk is heavily modified with additives for sweetness, texture, and shelf life, it becomes a vehicle for sugar, refined fats, and chemical stabilizers rather than a whole food. Understanding how easily milk crosses this line helps explain why modern dairy products range from deeply nourishing to clearly ultra-processed, and why choosing simpler forms of milk makes a meaningful difference for long-term health.